Folks, thank you for letting me jump on your call today. I know I've talked to probably a handful of you over the phone about the bonus program we're running right now, or maybe some other general issues. But what I wanted to really cover today was talk about John Hancock and our simple term with vitality product. That is the only product we sell with Family First Life right now, and we've developed it specifically for Family First Life based on a exclusive relationship that we have with them. So not every IMO can go ahead and sell our product. Only 2 organizations in the country have access to selling our product. So we hope that that's going to be considered a competitive advantage for you when you're meeting with your clients, to give them some sort of exclusivity when they're trying to sell our product.
So let me just run down that real quick. Okay. Equipo, lo que dijo Jeff es que solamente hay 2 compañías en el país que venden los productos de John Hancock. Y nosotros somos el único que tiene disponible el producto de John Hancock, Vitality. Es bien importante. So, bien exclusivo. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. And the first thing I'll start with, John, is, one of the things we try to hang our hat on at John Hancock is the fact that we are John Hancock. I know how tough your job as agents are. I worked at MetLife for 18 years. I was an insurance agent. I know it's a very, very difficult job. It's hard to sell something that the clients can't grab or see or put on. So that's hard enough sale. So for you to have to go ahead and also sell the company who's issuing that product is even more difficult. So I also think that the fact that you could be selling a John Hancock product is going to help you. It's going to help your credibility. It's going to help the entire process. So you don't have to make a second sale about who the company is, but rather just focus on the first sale, the product, and the client. So I'll let you run through that, John.
So, tenemos una suerte que tenemos una compañía esta que tiene el nombre, no solamente la compañía y el producto, pero tiene el nombre también. Y tú sabes, en vender el producto es bien difícil, pero cuando traemos un nombre que es, Yelly, back me up, how do you say like recognizable? Un producto que conoce la gente, el nombre de la compañía que lo conocen. Eso es lo que tenemos con John Hancock.
Okay, and now I'll just talk about the product a little bit, because again, it's the only product we have in the space. So what I think the most important part about our product, and again, everybody has a term product and they all function similarly. So I'm not going to talk about what a term product is. I'm going to imagine that the training you've gone through is already going to cover that, but I'll talk about our product and maybe where it differs a little bit from some of the other products you have available. Not better or worse, just where it's different. So we might have some other niches that you don't have to go through a bad process of getting declined with 2 or 3 carries before you come to John Hancock, and vice versa. I think the first area that we stand out when it comes to mortgage protection is the fact that we're the only carrier that has a $500,000 maximum face amount for a fully simplified issue product. And meaning that, and also some of your carriers may go to, north of 250 to 300, maybe 350. But what happens when they do that? The clients have to give a swab. Well, for John Hancock, we never ask you or your clients for a swab, no matter what the face amount. So if you're going to write a $25,000 face or a $500,000 face, we will never ask you or your clients for a swab or any additional information other than what they provide with those 19 questions.
Ok, equipo, una gran noticia del producto más importante de John Hancock. Es la única compañía y el producto del país que está disponible una cobertura términa hacia $500,000 $500,000 sin médico, sin examen, sin sangre, sin saliva, sin urina, nada. Simplemente $500,000, la única producto del país que hace eso. Los demás tienen que hacer pruebas de saliva, pruebas de orina, de sangre, con examen. El John Hancock es la única de ese tamaño de beneficio sin ninguna prueba. Thank you, Jeff.
No problem. So again, our clients, our clients' ages, issue ages are ages 20 to age 60. And instead of going into what each individual term period, because we go every 5 years from 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. the rule of thumb is that the client's age plus the term period really maxes out at 75. So just to give you a quick example, John, you have a 55-year-old client, the longest duration they can get with us is 20 years. You have a 60-year-old client, the longest duration they can get with us is 15 years. So we max out at 75. So just do that math in your head as opposed to, you know, having to remember every single one. Maximum 75 if you're adding the client's age and the term period. That'll max out at age 75.
Okay, awesome. I didn't even know that. That's okay. Okay, equipo, una parte importante con estos productos, términos, cuando estás acercando a la edad de 55 y 60, porque tienen los productos de 20 a 60. La términa puede ser 10 años, 15 años, 20 años, 25 años, hasta 30 años. Pero el máximo es del cumpleaños, de la edad del cliente, y la duración de la términa no es máximo de 75. Por ejemplo, si el cliente tiene 55 años, solamente puedo coger la cobertura de 20 años para el máximo de 75. Si el cliente tiene 60 años, el máximo cobertura puede coger es 15 años. Los dos ahí en 75. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. So when you're doing your field underwriting and when you're talking to clients about, you know, what if they have any unmet medications or any diseases or anything, hopefully they're being honest with you. So what I want to talk about now is some of our underwriting niches that you can talk to your clients about, so you know whether John Hancock's going to be a good fit for you, or maybe you should look somewhere else, because we know we're not going to be all things to all people. We've kind of carved out a niche of where we tend to be aggressive. So I want to kind of go over some of those now, so you don't, I hate to say waste your time going to other carriers, but if I give you an example of type 1 diabetes, your clients could be a type 1 diabetic and they could be insulin dependent, and John Hancock's going to be the carrier that's not going to decline them or kick them out of the program because of that. We're the only carrier that's taken an aggressive stance on insulin dependent diabetics, depending on what age they were diagnosed, obviously. And that is not a knockout question for us on our applications. That really just, if you ask, are you diabetic? Most other carriers say yes, okay, they're gone. For us, that's just a reflexive question that brings you to two additional questions. You know, one is, when were they diagnosed? And two is, how are they treating it? And if you check insulin, again, your carriers you've gotten through, you're now going to be knocked out from all those carriers other than John Hancock. So if you have those clients who are insulin dependent, diabetic, as long as they were not insulin dependent prior to age 40, John Hancock will underwrite them, assuming the rest of their health is in line or nothing abnormal, or they're not on 3 medications and high blood pressure and other things like that. So that's the biggest niche we've been able to carve out lately. And John Hancock is known in the industry to be very liberal and aggressive to insulin-dependent diabetics. And we're looking to continue that and adjust that even more when it comes to simple term.
Okay. Equipo, lo que está explicando Jeff ahora en estos próximos minutos, está hablando del underwriting, el proceso de cómo califica el cliente, cómo buscan el medicamento. Por ejemplo, el ejemplo que él usó es de ser diabético, tomar insulina, porque si uno es diabético y toma insulina para varios productos términos, ya no califica. Pero en John Hancock, este producto Vitality, se prueba un cliente que sí toma insulina y no es solamente una pregunta que si lo toma o no. Ellos preguntan en las preguntas de la aplicación que es ¿cuándo empezó a tomar la insulina? And what was the other question? It was when they started taking it, and what else?
That's real. Oh, it's when they started taking it. Well, no, it was how are they treating it, and when were they diagnosed?
Okay. ¿Cómo está haciendo el tratamiento, el medicamento, y cuándo empezó tomando la insulina? Perdón. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. So now I'll just run through a couple other, I think, underwriting areas where instead of going to carrier XYZ, they have a better chance of getting it through us. You know, one other area is hepatitis A, B, and C. We do write those clients. Some carriers will ask for additional information. Some carriers will kick the clients out immediately because of that. You know, there are a couple other carriers that will take clients with hepatitis A, B, and C, as we will, depending on how they're treating it. Are they being responsible? Are they, you know, again, treating it the right way? Another area is the BMI, body mass, the height and weight. That's an area where we go up to 42 BMI, and that's, I'm not going to explain that, but that's just a formula based on your height and weight. That's the most aggressive in the industry also is 42 BMI. And two other quick areas, we won't go into detail because I'm not a doctor, but one is, John, is Crohn's disease. And the other one is ulcerative colitis. And those two aren't things you see every day, but they are things you will see when you're talking to a client. So if they do mention that, you might be a better path to look forward to John Hancock product, because we're going to be a little more liberal, a little more forgiving to the clients who suffer from these, as long as they're treating them the right way. I don't know if you want to go over that, and then I'll...
Let me hit those couple of things. El underwriting de este producto es uno de los más fácil para hepatitis A, B o C. Aprueban para esa condición. You guys, John Hancock approves for hepatitis A, B, or C?
Yes, as long as it's being treated the right way, they don't have, 3 or 4 other,
okay,
things wrong with them.
Aunque el cliente tenga hepatitis A, B o C, dependiendo la condición y cuántos medicamentos prueban con esa condición. La construcción de la persona, la altura, el peso, déjame ver aquí. El peso y la altura del cliente es más fácil para bregar con este producto que las otras compañías. Y también la enfermedad de Crohn's. Aprueban para esa condición también. Thanks, Jeff.
John, disculpa, ¿te puedo hacer una pregunta?
¿Para Jeff?
Jeff.
Ok.
Ok.
Dale, yo le traduzco.
All set?
We had a question, but I don't know what happened. Maybe she got stuck. I think she got stuck.
Well, we can go ahead, and if she has it, we can just pause again if she has a question.
Yeah, I think she got knocked off by accident. You go ahead, keep going.
The last thing I'll talk about from an underwriting standpoint is, this sounds weird when I talk about it, but it makes an impact, is marijuana usage. I talk about that because we're the carrier that does not ask whether you use marijuana or not. We know it's illegal in some states. That's a lot of states. It's not legal in others. So, for example, I live in Connecticut. It is not legal. The next state over, Massachusetts, where John Hancock is housed, it is legal. Not just medicinally, but recreationally, it's legal. So a lot of other carriers, they're going to ask your client, do you use marijuana? When's the last time you've used marijuana? And there's a lot of clients who use marijuana, whether it's in a gummy form, whether it's medicinally, whatever. We don't care, but they've never smoked a cigarette in their entire life. And what's going to happen to those clients? They're going to get a tobacco rating, even though they have never smoked a cigarette in their lives. That tobacco rating is going to jack up that premium, 22 to 25%, sometimes even more, depending on the carrier, just because they've, again, medicinally used marijuana or legally chewed a gummy, whatever it might be. Well, we don't ask that question, so you don't have to ask your clients that question. So, and I had somebody talk to me, was it Monday? I had a client who was a non-smoker, but did dabble in recreational marijuana. And they said, you know what, because of our conversation, I wrote John Hancock because I didn't want to have them get a smoker rating in another company. And really, I didn't even want to go down that rabbit hole with them. So that's a pretty good area, I think, that we've carved out. It sounds odd that we have carved it out. Part of that might be because we're based in Massachusetts, where we think it's totally legal there. So I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's kind of a unique niche where I don't know if that was even planned, to be honest with you, John, but I think it's just something we've really carved out, and we can really save those folks from getting that smoker rating and really hiking up that premium. And I'll end on this for underwriting. They can go to our website. Hopefully, I know you have, obviously, because that's where you write, the jhsimpleterm.com website. And that has our full underwriting guide on there. So if you go under training, under product, you can see the Simple Term underwriting guide. You can download it, print out a PDF. It goes over all the medications that are automatic declines. So if your client's on XYZ, it's going to tell you, okay, your client's not going to get approved. Not every medication is clearly not on there, but we have a lot of cases where their medications are on there. So we want to save you the hassle of trying to submit a case through us if they have no chance of getting approved. It also has a lot of FAQs about if a client has this, can they get insurance? If a client has this, can they get insurance? that has our height and weight chart on there. So if you have a client that's 6'3", you can see exactly what their maximum weight's going to be for them to get approved with us. So just something that might, perfect. It might save you a step on there, so you don't have to submit a case for John Hancock if the client has no chance of getting approved. You know, we want to make sure that we're doing things as smoothly as possible. You know, again, I mentioned places that were really aggressive. Cancer is a place we're not really aggressive. We tend to be much more conservative when it comes to cancer, when it comes to a pretty good motor vehicle record, you know, things like that. But we pull our information from where everybody else does: Medical Information Bureau, Consumer Report, Prescription Database, you know, and motor vehicles. Like, that's where we pull our information. Again, very similar to everybody else. I think this is something you should print out and have in your briefcase or whatever you're going to your client appointments with, so you can see right away if your client has a chance of getting written with John Hancock or not.
Okay. Okay.
Now wrap up on underwriting. That's it for underwriting.
All right. So, so we have the marijuana, we have the underwriting, we have the medications. That was pretty much it in a nutshell, where I can just touch on this real quick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, equipo. Una de las únicas compañías que no hacen preguntas para el producto término de marihuana. Por ejemplo, hay otros productos en el país que si uno no fuma cigarrillo o tabaco, pero si fuma o toma marihuana, aunque sea en los gummies, la compañía lo va a poner en las primas de fumador. Y eso es 20-25% más en la prima. Pues John Hancock no pregunta por marihuana. Y aguanta, eso baja el porcentaje de la prima. La otra cosa fue que en el website de John Hancock, jhsimpleterm.com, en training, hay un botón que dice training, se encuentra esto aquí, Simple Term Underwriting Guide. Y aquí tú puedes ver más o menos las cosas que califica y no califica el cliente, y hasta una lista de las pastillas, más o menos, para ver si puedes precalificar el cliente por las pastillas que la persona toma. Y aquí se encuentra la tabla de la altura y peso, que puedes ver si califica el cliente de nuevo, y algunas otras cositas que puedes ver si te ayuda. Él recomienda que todo el mundo imprimir esto y te lo lleves a los clientes para ayudarte en el underwriting. Y más o menos esto fue todo que iba a hablar del tema de underwriting. Vamos a seguir para otro tema.
John, permiso. Hello.
¿Quién está ahí?
Jennifer Rodriguez. My name is Jennifer Rodriguez. I'm from Liz Brennan's group.
Okay.
I just have a quick question. Are the questions going to be left till the end of the training, or can we do them during the...
I've had a few other questions, and I was able to just we're going to keep them towards the end.
Okay, great.
Just write them down. I'm going to give you guys, 5, 10, 15 minutes at the end.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, so then I'll move on to something else that's a little not unique to the industry, but the way we structure our return of premium rider. So we added our return of premium rider in April. We never had one prior to then. Folks at FFL kind of said, you need to add this if you want to be competitive in our space. So we did. And one thing I'll say that's unique about our return of premium rider is, well, I guess I can start with a question, is what happens if your client takes out a 30-year term with an ROP and they want to cancel after the 15th year? How much are they going to get back? Odds are probably zero, or most carriers don't have anything in the product for return of premium till the last half of the policy. Some carriers even the last policy year. So you don't get a penny if you don't take that policy to term. Or I think we know that, I think the last number I saw, John, was 60% of all insurance policies never make it to full term. And that doesn't count death claims. So it's probably more like 70 if you add all those policies. So what happens now with interest rates as low as they are, people took out these 30-year mortgages. They're all refinancing to 15 years because the premiums are lower and they don't need that mortgage protection for another 20 years, but now they want to cancel it, because of this, that, or the other. We don't know what interest rates are going to be, but well, our return on premium rider is a little different because after the 4th policy year, we start building up a cash value in the client's term policy. And that we are the only carrier that starts building it up that early. So, ends up being about 9% after the 4th year, then builds up, about the same every single year. That's a rough number. It's definitely not exact. It's a formula based on, age, face amount, and premium. So it's a little different for every client, but I use that as a ballpark. So after the 4th policy year, the client can go into their policy and see exactly how much cash is in there. If they say, you know what, after 10 years, I want to cancel my 30-year term, they're going to see exactly what they're going to get back. There's no mystery. There's no crazy, I'll find out after, you'll find out after your call kind of thing. And again, we're the only carrier that offers that cash in that policy that early. So we think that adds a lot of flexibility for you and for your client. If their circumstances change, they don't end up paying for a 15-year policy they don't want anymore and getting nothing for it, because we know the ROP, the cashback return of premium option, adds a significant amount to the premium. So we want to make sure your clients have access to that, not having to wait the full term period.
Wow,
So,
okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, equipo, esto es una noticia importante. Nosotros sabemos que con el producto de término no hay un valor o un equity en efectivo. Del primer año hasta cuando se acaba el término, ya no hay efectivo. Ya se acabó la cobertura, el cliente se queda con nada, aunque lo cancela en la mitad de la cobertura o cuando se acaba la cobertura. Pues con el producto de ROP, la retorno de prima de John Hancock, que le revuelve 75% de la prima cuando se acaba la cobertura de 15, 20, 25 o 30 años. La pregunta más práctica es que siempre quieren saber el cliente qué pasa si tiene una cobertura de 30 años, le va a devolver el efectivo en 75%. ¿Qué pasa si cancelan en la mitad, en 15 años? Por la hipoteca, que cambió los pagos, qué sé yo. Ok. John Hancock es la única compañía con el único producto que el efectivo, el valor de la póliza crece después del 4º año de la póliza. Y es más o menos como 9%. Y, por ejemplo, cada año sigue creciendo en valor, aunque, por ejemplo, es una póliza de 30 años y el cliente cancela después de 10 o 15 años, el cliente va a poder ver cuánto es el valor en su póliza, cuánto efectivo tiene ahí en su póliza si quiere cancelar, porque las cosas han cambiado. Hopefully I explained that clearly enough. And it's after the 4th year, right?
after the 4th policy year, they'll be able to go ahead and see some cash in their policy.
Yelly, give me a thumbs up if everybody understood that more or less. Okay, all right, good to go.
All right. I
¿Puedo
think
preguntar algo?
Por favor, vamos a hacer las preguntas al último, por favor.
Okay.
okay, so the last thing I really want to talk about, which separates us from everybody else because we're the only carrier that has it, is the name of the product is Simple Term with Vitality. So you might want to ask, what is Vitality? So that's the last thing I'm going to talk about, John. And I know you know about it because you've written some. But Vitality is, in a nutshell, it's a wellness-based or technology-based wellness program that really allows your clients to earn cash back on their policy, earn several additional benefits for their life insurance policy without costing them anything out of pocket.
It was almost like an incentive.
Exactly, where, and the biggest part of the incentive is that the clients can earn 15% cash back on their premiums just by being active. And I'm not talking marathon runner active. I'm talking going for a couple walks a week, going golfing and having a fitness device on. Because what will happen is, and but clients get a policy issued within 24 hours, they get an email from John Hancock and Vitality saying, congratulations on your Simple Term with Vitality product. Click on this link to register for Vitality.
All right.
Clients go in. You can
Sorry,
go ahead.
go ahead.
The clients go in and register for Vitality. They fill out a basic health questionnaire, which is not invasive. It's very basic. Height, weight, what are your fitness goals? What do you do? How often do you exercise? If the answers are no, nothing, then that's totally fine. And then this is the last thing I'll talk about before I go more specific. Then they'll say, go ahead and choose your fitness device. And there are a few free fitness devices that are on there. There is I'm cheap. I took the free Fitbit. There is also a new device that's going to be available any day now. It's the Amazon Halo. which we partnered with Amazon to offer the Halo as an additional free fitness device on the website. So we don't have an exact date, but as soon as it's made available to the public by Amazon, it will be made available on the website. And then what about 8 out of 10 people choose is the Apple Watch for $25 down. So I don't know if you want to pivot and talk about that and before I get more specifics.
Ok, equipo, el John Hancock tiene el producto que se llama Vitality, ok. El Vitality es un programa más o menos como un incentivo para el cliente, porque el incentivo es más o menos que pueden darle el descuento de la prima por el mensual, descuento en la tecnología como el Apple Watch o el Fitbit, hasta van a tener un producto tercero que se llama Amazon Halo. Van a tener una tercera opción para usarle para... Manuel, tú tienes uno. Tú estás ahí. Quítate el mute. ¿Puedes hablar y cómo funciona?
Él va a hablar.
I unmuted Yelly. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Okay.
Ahí puedes hablar.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Manuel.
el Apple Watch, una vez cuando te llega la póliza, el cliente puede aplicar para lo del Apple Watch. Tiene que pagar los gastos de envío, que son $25. Y nada, pues aplicas al reloj. Tienes que descargar la aplicación Vitality, que tienes que hacer ejercicio para que te salga gratis. Por ejemplo, yo no hago ejercicio, pero lo estoy haciendo, pero sí es muy bueno, es muy bueno. La verdad que sí es muy bueno y es muy buen enganche para la gente joven, es un enganche buenísimo.
Sí.
Lo del Apple Watch.
Sí. Perfecto. ¿Ellos entienden ahí en el cuarto? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Chuck. Go ahead.
No problem. So I just want to talk about some of the additional benefits the clients can get. So we talked about the devices and how to do it. It's really easy. So to talk about some of the benefits the clients can get from Vitality. First of all, the membership is free, where if you were to write a permanent policy on a brokerage side of the house, clients pay a monthly membership fee for Vitality Plus, which is what your clients all have access to for free. So it is a benefit. I mean, clients pay anywhere from $3 to $4 a month for this benefit. We give it to you for free for the life of the simple term policy. So some of the benefits your clients can get based on what status they achieve, like every membership, you can get, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. We're not different from other rewards programs. And I'm just going to focus on platinum because it sounds the best. But if your clients get platinum, they will get 15% of their premium back every single policy year that they get platinum from John Hancock. And that goes down the reward. So they're gold, they get 10% back. If they're silver, they get 5% back. And that happens every single year of their policy. So if it's a 30-year term, they can get 15% back 30 years that they have the policy, as long as they achieve platinum status with that fitness device through the Vitality program. That's the biggest, because some clients are getting $400 or $500 a year back by getting platinum. And we don't care if it's, again, how big or small the premium is. We're going to give you that money back if you hit that. And it's going to get refunded back into however they paid the policy. We send it back that way. Another big benefit of Vitality is if your clients can get platinum for 3 years in a row, we'll pay their Amazon Prime membership, which it seems like everybody has nowadays. But again, that's also a $120 a year fee. I know I always get my bill every single year and I pay it without thinking, but $120 a year is more value added to the clients, more incentive for them to stay healthy, to stay active. I mean, and we're not strict when it comes to how you get your points. We don't care. I mean, you don't have to exercise to get points. You can do basic things like get a flu shot, go to the doctors once a year, go to the dentist. You can get gold without even getting one step on your Fitbit or your Apple Watch, just by going to the doctor, getting your flu shot, going to the dentist, getting your cholesterol checked, blood pressure checked. I mean, you don't have to. It's just about staying healthy and staying active, which is good for the client. That's obviously good for you. And that's good for us as your insurance company. So yeah, there's some selfish motives too, but we think it's really good for everybody involved. And I think the best thing about this is, no clients ever talk about the insurance buying process in a good way. They either buy it and don't ever talk about it again, or they don't buy it because it was a horrible experience. We think this really enhances the insurance buying experience for the client, where it's really unique, and it might be something they talk to their family or friends about, like, hey, I just bought this policy and now I have this Apple Watch and it's really cool. I mean, that's a great referral tool for agents. There's no better referral tool than clients who've had a good experience. We think that's a really unique experience. That's a good talking piece for clients to work with you as agents and talk about what a great experience they had. And again, as I said, nobody really talks about the insurance buying experience being fun. But we're really trying to make it fun and keep it engaging for you and your clients. So I'll give you a minute if you want to.
Okay. So, primero quiero decir que estoy anotando la gente que tenían preguntas. Tengo a María, Jennifer y Omaira. Okay, no se me ha olvidado, tengo aquí los nombres. Pero bien, real quick, Jeff. So they can usually not only just use the exercising part, the tracking, but also just by doing certain things, they can reach the silver, the gold, the platinum, etc.
Yeah, I mean, platinum, you'll have to do some kind of activity, but you can get
But
halfway
all
between
those together.
Yeah, halfway between silver and gold. And the website, Simple Term, has a full piece on Vitality that tells you exactly what you can do to earn the extra points. And I just got a flu shot a week ago. I sent my certificate in, got 400 points. I mean, just for getting a flu shot. So the website does tell you exactly what you can do and how many points each activity is worth.
Is that under product or clients?
That's going to be under, you'll see Vitality. And then once they register for the Vitality website, the Vitality website will tell them exactly how much each point is. I got an email from Vitality today saying, you have all these points outstanding because you haven't gone to the doctor since you've had your policy, which I've only had it for 3 months. But so it's a combination of the Simple Term website, and I can look it up while we're talking, and Vitality. Once they're registered for Vitality, also through that, that website continues to send clients reminders of, hey, get this done, go to the dentist, this month. You still have 500 points just for going to see the dentist that you haven't taken yet. So things like that, it keeps reminding you. I'm going to check right now, John, as we're talking, exactly where on the website.
Okay, equipo, lo que está hablando es que como los incentivos, no tiene que necesariamente ser levantar pesa o ir a o ir caminando para coger estos niveles de platinum, de gold, de oro, de silver. Y también en el nivel más alto le dan un porcentaje de retorno de la prima anualizada. Por ejemplo, si sigue sacando el platinum cada año, la revuelta o reducción de la prima es 15% cada año. Si tienen una póliza de 30 años, puede sacar 15% cada año por hacer estas cosas por el Vitality. Hasta tiene cosas como, es como, Jeff estaba hablando del proceso de comprar seguro. Y la mentalidad de la compañía es que quieren conectarse con el cliente para darle una oferta más inteligente de el valor, de dónde va a ir su prima y su efectivo. Por ejemplo, what was the Prime one? Was it Platinum for the Prime?
Platinum for 3 years, and they'll pay your Amazon Prime. And if you keep getting it, they'll keep paying it every year.
For Platinum?
For the first 3 years, you're eligible for that.
Okay. Por ejemplo, si el cliente llega al nivel Platinum en 3 años, John Hancock le paga Amazon Prime cada año. Y el Amazon Prime, tú sabes, ok, todo el mundo tiene Amazon Prime y eso es $120. Y ok, para algunos clientes eso no es nada. Pero imagínate para el cliente que todos los años le va a pagar ese pago anualizado, tú sabes. Solamente por montarse en el Apple Watch o el Fitbit y usarlo para hacer estas cosas. Le baja la prima cada año. Hay ofertas de descuento y la oferta del Amazon Prime.
And that information is on the Simple Term website under clients. It says Vitality. There's about 4 different things they could print out or look at for clients under Vitality. It says how to earn points, how to redeem points, everything about Vitality. Just go under clients and you should see it under Vitality.
Let me share that screen right now, actually. This the one, Jeff?
That's one of the PDFs. There should be about 3 PDFs on there. That tells you exactly, that tells you how to get the active points were the blood pressure check, the tobacco, like you can get 1,000 points a year just by confirming you don't smoke, you don't use tobacco. I mean, 1,000 points, that's 10% of the way all the way to platinum, just by once a year clicking an affirmation saying, I don't smoke and I still don't smoke. I mean, we don't ask for additional information for that. We're basically taking your client's word for it that they don't smoke. So 1,000 points is, again, that's 10% of the way to platinum. I mean, that's a lot of points. And I haven't done that either. Thanks for reminding me. But there's a few different ones. Yep, those are all the PDFs. Yep.
Todo esto, equipo, todo esto está en el website de jhsimpleterm.com. En la parte que dice clientes, y ahí está todos estos PDFs. Ahí encontramos todo esto. They can look that up.
Yeah, I mean, so and the last thing I'll finish on for that is, when it comes to Vitality, there's other things they can get, and they can look it up on the web. You just showed them what they can look up, but things like discounts on, hotels.com or some of these other websites. If they log like 6 to 8 workouts, they can spin the wheel, which will get them, like a gift card to Starbucks or Amazon. Like, it might be $5, $10, but again, it's free. It's fun for the clients. They do those 6 workouts, even if it takes them a year.
You keep them engaged.
Yeah, they get to spin the wheel and win something for free. I mean, we think it's pretty cool. I'm trying to get my wife to get a policy on that. So I think that's beating the Vitality drum as much as we have to. It's really fun, engaging process that keeps clients engaged with you and makes the insurance buying experience, we think, pretty enjoyable. So again, that's the basis of the presentation, obviously. So one other thing to note about the product is when it comes to payment methods, we're one of the few carriers that, in addition to checking and savings, we also take credit and debit card for payment methods, where a lot of carriers don't take all 4. Some do, but a lot of them don't. And you might have a certain client that you're meeting with on the 14th that says, I want to pay my premium on the 15th. Well, by writing the policies, we draft those clients' policies immediately. So the second they get approved, we're pulling money out of their checking or savings account if that's how they decide to pay. So if they want to start paying on the 15th of the month, we don't offer that flexibility to change the draft date, but we do offer the flexibility to change payment methods. So several clients, again, if you're meeting with them the 10th, 12th, whatever it is, and they want to get paid and they want to pay the premium the 15th, 17th, they can pay the first payment by credit card, and then they can go ahead and change that method to debit or, checking or savings, whatever, after the fact. But we don't have the flexibility to change the date, but we do have the flexibility to change how you pay it and also allow them to use credit card to pay it also.
Ok, una parte importante de este producto, varias compañías, nosotros sabemos cómo hacen, la información de banco, la ruta, la cuenta, tú sabes. Y hay opciones para poner la fecha del pago fuera de ese mismo día. John Hancock tiene la opción de no solamente pagar con la cuenta de banco, pero con tarjeta de débito o de crédito. Pero no es flexible para cambiar el día del pago. Por ejemplo, si está con el cliente y prueba para la cobertura, ellos van a coger el primer pago de ese momento. Por eso es que tienen la opción de pagar con otra forma de pago, por ejemplo, la tarjeta, para que el cliente tenga más opciones.
Do you think it's worth it, John, to mention the bonus program? Or I know it's done in 9 days. I know I emailed you and Manuel, but do you think it's worth to mention? I mean, the parameters of the program. I know if somebody hasn't written a case, it's kind of, if they're not appointed with us now, obviously it's not worth talking about. They're not appointed with us, but.
Is it coming back?
We will do another one, but it won't be in 2020. This will be the only one we do this year, unless Sean twists our arm to do something else in the next few weeks, which he's really good at. So there's definitely another chance for it, but this one ends the 31st. And as far as I can see, it's probably going to be the only one for this year, but it will not be the last one. Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I'll talk about that real quick. So just give me the highlights again. So it's, what are the marks?
4,000 of net annualized premium. And that gives them $500. And again, now they're only at nine more days to do it because it ends the 31st.
Okay. And was there another mark?
There was 7,000 for a $750 bonus.
Okay. Ok, equipo, la última parte del producto, John Hancock empezaron un bono. Y esta fue la primera época que hicieron un bono de la prima de 4,000, prima anualizada, pagada net. Si llegas a 4,000, el bono es $500. Si llegas a la prima de 7,000, el bono es 100 y pico, 750. Pero solamente falta 9 días en la época del bono. Se acaba en el 31 de octubre. Y le pregunté que si lo van a revisar y hacer de nuevo otra época. Va a ser el último para este año, pero en 2021 van a hacer otra época. Y me imagino que van a mandar un email o un correo de la noticia de eso. Pero para que sepan en el futuro, para vender este gran producto. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. And I will say that we are working on getting a Spanish-speaking rep, because I've had a couple calls where I've talked to folks and they ask for Spanish-speaking resources and marketing materials in Spanish as well. So we are working on that. I did put a request in. Hopefully they're taking my feedback, pretty seriously.
Yeah.
So that's something we are working on, not just for your team, but obviously we should have it anyways.
Yeah.
So that's something we're working on. We hope to have, I'm going to say it's probably not going to be till Q1 that we'll have the marketing materials, but I'm hoping we can borrow somebody from one of the other internal teams right now as an additional resource if we have somebody that it's going to impact the sale if we don't have somebody that can, speaking Spanish to one of the representatives. So that's just for, for you to, you don't have to get that out to the team. I'll let you know when it happens, and then you can obviously get that information out. But for today, that's just something we're working on. And that's really all I had on the product. I would encourage them to go to the website. And you've written policies with us. We think the process is really easy. I mean, it is literally
the fastest, yeah.
An 8 to 9 minute process. That was what mine was. And I knew within 30 seconds that was approved. It's not at 10 minutes. It's not, the whole process was about 9 minutes. So hopefully they'll give us a shot and see how much work we put into making the process better. And we're still new. So we're going to continue to fine tune the process. We continue to enhance the agent portal. We see your commissions, your downlines. Now we're adding things like client name, which was never available. It is available on the portal now. So we're making it a lot easier for you to see your business on the website. We're going to continue to enhance that process as we get feedback from folks at FFL like yourself, and like, Mike Sizer will call me and say, we need this. We are taking that feedback seriously and continuing to enhance the product and the process for you to write our cases.
Let me touch on that real quick. Equipo, les quiero decir que la aplicación electrónica de John Hancock es uno de los más fáciles en el país. De verdad, es como 7 a 10 minutos. Es fácil, fácil. El jefe estaba explicando que la aplicación que él hizo en él mismo para su póliza le tomó como 8 minutos, 9 minutos. Es bien fácil. Y después, la decisión es 30 segundos. Y en ese momento se dice si se prueba o no. Bien fácil, fácil. Los portales de la gente están mejorando cada día, de ver sus downlines, sus comisiones, el portal de todo su negocio. Es bien, bien fácil. Todos los sistemas que usa John Hancock. Jeff, can we go? And I know a few people had some questions. Would you be okay with that? Yeah, okay. Equipo, la primera que tenía pregunta fue María. María, es un momento que estabas aguantando la pregunta. ¿Estás ahí?
Yes, I hear.
¿Quieres preguntar en inglés o en español?
I think she went back on mute because I could see her phone was muted out on there. So.
Uh-oh. Did she drop? I think she fell off.
As long as she knows it wasn't me who hung up.
No.
En español, en español, en español.
Ok, dale. Yo traduzco.
Sí, ok, pues ya uno de los agentes, 2 agentes, mi jefa, como le digo yo, pues ya me respondió, y pues Ricardo también. Pero una persona diagnosticada con prediabetes aplica para John Hancock, ¿no? Hace 2 meses.
¿Que tiene prediabetes?
Prediabetes, hace 2 meses se la diagnosticaron, y el esposo sí la tiene hace 30 años. Sí tiene diabetes.
Okay. So the question is, and I'll let you answer this directly, if somebody was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic 2 months ago, do they qualify for John Hancock?
How old are they?
¿Qué es la edad, María, de la persona?
46.
46. 46.
If they don't have a lot of other medical issues, or if they're relatively healthy otherwise, then, and they're going to get treated, absolutely.
Si no hay otras condiciones y si el medicamento es fácil, absolutamente
Metformin.
van a aprobar.
Usually they do wait.
Metformin.
Usually it's 3 months, John, after a diagnosis. Usually you wait 3 months. So if it's been 2 months, they'll probably have to wait for another month to get rid. So usually 3 months after any kind of diagnostic testing is when we will look at the client to make sure it comes back okay.
Okay. ¿La otra persona está tomando insulina o no?
Sí, claro que sí.
¿Y
Hace 30 años.
¿Cuándo empezó tomando insulina?
Oh my God, no recuerdo. La visité ayer, hace como 15 años atrás, si mal no recuerdo, me dijo.
¿Y la persona tiene 50 años?
No, 47.
So 47. So Jeff, if the person was taking insulin before the age of 40, it's a no-go, right?
Correct.
Okay, María, si la persona está tomando insulina anterior de 40 años, no califica.
Ok.
Ahora, si empezó a tomar insulina a los 41,
Sí califica.
And John, that just talk about the 3 months for diagnostic testing. That's also consistent for COVID. If somebody tested positive for COVID, they did their 14-day quarantine, then got testing saying they're all clear. We will write them 3 months after the tests. We will, accept them for a simple term, as long as their diagnostic testing, 3 months ago came back with an all clear kind of sign.
So do they have to wait 3 months before applying?
Yep, they have to wait 3 months after they quarantine.
Okay.
Ok. Otra pregunta es acerca del website de agentes. John Hancock envía algún código de agente, igual que Américo o otras agencias.
Sí. Estábamos hablando de eso antes de la reunión. John Hancock tiene como 2,000 o 3,000 agentes, 2,000 agents right now, waiting, right, Jeff?
Give or take, yeah,
Más o menos,
1,800 to 2,000.
Más o menos 2,000 agentes esperando el proceso de sacar código.
Yo estoy, mira, porque yo estoy activa con ellos supuestamente desde julio, pero a mí no me ha llegado ningún código.
So she says she's active since June, but doesn't have a writing number. I don't know. I'm not sure how that. María, a lo mejor hablamos de eso después. Nosotros tenemos un teléfono de Jeff. Hablamos de eso separado.
Sí.
Okay.
Gracias.
Jeff, I told her that we're going to talk about that privately afterwards, that we have your number.
Or she can email me, or you can email me your information. I'll look it up and let you know.
Okay.
It might take me 10 minutes, but I should get an answer.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
The next one in line was Jennifer. I think she speaks English.
Yes, I'm right here. Hi, Jeff. Hi, John,
Hello.
and everybody. Okay, my question, I'm going to do it in English and then in Spanish, so I can help you both, okay? Okay, you talked, Jeff, about the return of premium rider that the product has, Vitality. The question is, at what, I know after the 4th policy year, the insured can cash out the premium that's there. However, if the insured decided to stay at the end of the term period, what's the percentage that the company is going to return? Is it going to return the 75% of the premium paid,
Yes.
or the 100%? Okay, I'm going to ask the question in Spanish.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Ok, la pregunta que tengo es sobre el beneficio de retorno de prima del producto Vitality, y es, una vez el cliente si decide terminar de pagar su póliza de término al final del periodo, ya sea de 10, 20, ya sea de 10, 15, 20, 30 años, si le devuelven qué por ciento de la prima que pagó, si es el 75% o el 100%. Okay, you can answer. Thank you.
So I'll say yes. It's 70. Ours is our 75% return of premium rider. So that's why our rates are a little less expensive than some of the other carriers who do have 100%, obviously, at probably a proportionate rate. So ours is 75%. So if they have a 30-year term and they take it to 30 years, they'll get 75% of their premiums back. And what we like to try to do to spin it out together, to put it together, is say, okay, well, obviously ours is cheaper than a 100% return of premium rider. They can also get 15% back through Vitality, which gets you to about 90%. Then if you add on some of the other cashback options they can get, they can easily get to 100% of their premiums back if they're taking advantage of all the additional features within the product.
Okay. I'm not sure if John wants to translate that. Okay. If not, I'm going to have another question on that too, but you can go ahead.
By all means, go ahead. You first.
Okay. The ROP the benefit is on which terms? Since 10 years,
No,
20?
ROP is 25 and 30.
25 and 30, ok. O sea que el beneficio de retorno de prima está disponible de 25 y 30 en término. Great. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Omaira had a question. Omaira, tu pregunta. Omaira está ahí.
Can I ask something?
Sí, disculpa. Mi pregunta era, el 9% que están ofreciendo o que la empresa paga por el retorno de prima, ¿verdad? Es, vamos a decirlo así, entendí que era a partir del 4º año, no sé si me equivoco, y quería saber, ¿este beneficio es en variable o es un beneficio de una renta fija o algo parecido? Quisiera saber cómo se
el
comporta.
9%, ok. Él estaba explicando a nosotros que, por ejemplo, con compañía X, que tiene una póliza de 30 años que le está devolviendo la prima, un retorno de prima. Si cancelan en el 10 años, el 12 años, el 15 años, se fue todo el valor de la póliza. No hay nada, cero. John Hancock, con el retorno de prima, empieza a crecer un valor después del 4º año. Y si cancelan en el 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 años, va a tener un valor en su póliza con un poquito de efectivo. Eso fue el 9%. ¿Entiende?
Ok, sí. Quiere decir que...
Déjame chequear con Jeff. So we had a question regarding the 9%, more or less understanding the breakdown of how that 9% worked out with the cash value, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
So after the 4th year, that's when it starts to build that 9%, so that even if they cancel early, they'll still have some type of cash value available in their policy, correct?
Correct. Yep.
John, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta? Es Isabel, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, sí, a la orden.
Mira, este 9% que te lo van a devolver, ponte al 15, al 16 años que ya hayas tenido la póliza, lo que te van a devolver es el 9% sobre la prima que hayas pagado, pero sin incluir la prima o incluyendo la prima.
Jeff, that's not the premiums included in the 9%, right? That's obviously just 9%, right?
That's going to be 9% of total premiums paid to that time.
So if they've spent $1,000, they're getting $90 back.
Roughly, yep. Again, that's different for every client, but that's just a baseline number we kind of use.
Yeah. So es 9% de todas las primas que han pagado.
Sin incluir las primas.
No le van a devolver las primas hasta que
No,
hasta,
exactamente, ok.
Sí.
Chévere, gracias.
Ok. ¿Algunas otras preguntas para Jeff en lo que lo tenemos aquí, por favor?
Sí, tengo una pregunta.
Ok, tenemos a Mónica y Andrea.
Ok. Bueno, habla Mónica María primero. Sí.
Dale.
Ok, si a partir del 4º año se acumula el ahorro, que es al 9%. Ahora, la devolución de la prima es a los 25 años, a los 30, el 75%. Pero, ¿es solamente la devolución de la prima o están sumando también el ahorro? ¿Lo dan aparte? Al final lo dan el ahorro del dinero que creció, el 9% ese.
No,
Esta.
ese 9% es solamente para el cliente que cancela adelante de la época de los 25 o 30 años. Si
Oh, ya.
sí, eso es, por ejemplo, para que el cliente tenga un
Es
valor.
solo para el que cancela.
Ajá.
Ya.
Si llega hasta el, espérate, Jeff, now as they get closer to their 25 or 30-year mark, there's a lot of questions on that 9% because it's very interesting. Say they get to like the 20th year or the 21st year, is it still 9% or does it get like in a larger increment?
If you think about it, so 9% after 4 years ends up being about what, 2.25% per year. If you want to ballpark it for a client, and again, you would have to disclaimer, it's not going to be perfectly accurate. It's going to be about that 2.25% per year. It's going to grow. So 30-year term, figure 75%. That's about 2.25% to 2.5% a year. That equals 75. We're basing everything off 30-year term because it's only available on 25 and 30 year. So in essence, it's going to be ballpark to about 2.25% per year of what they're paying in for premiums. After 10 years, if you do in your head, it should be between 20 and 22% of what they paid in, they're going to be able to get access to.
Okay. Sí, para hablarlo fácil tienen que llegar hasta el 20 y 25 o 30 años para recibir el 75% de esas primas. Por ejemplo, si han pagado 10,000, le van a devolver 7,500. El 9% que van subiendo por ahí esos años es solamente si cancelan antes de la época de la póliza.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, John.
Thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
John,
Espérate, Andrea tenía preguntas. Espérate, Manuel.
Ok, yo tengo una pregunta. Si una persona con diabetes y toma insulina, ¿es descalificado automáticamente o si la compañía le puede hacer una contrapropuesta?
Ok, eso habló anterior. Si el cliente toma insulina después de cumplir 40 años, posiblemente puede calificar. Por ejemplo, si la persona tiene 50 años y empezó a tomar insulinas a los 41, sí posiblemente califica. Pero si empezó a tomarlo a los 39, no califica.
Ok, y si es una pareja y una de las dos personas no tiene esa condición y a él le niegan la cobertura, ¿ella también quedaría descalificada?
Bueno, es dos diferentes personas, es dos diferentes pólizas.
Ah, se hace por separado.
Sí, siempre.
Ok,
Sí.
ok, perfecto. Tengo otra pregunta. Dijeron que el máximo de los términos es de $500,000.
Sin
Eso es...
saliva, sin sangre, sin médico.
Ok, pero sí con examen médico se puede hacer de mayor cobertura.
No, porque el producto es simple term. No, es un producto específicamente sin médico. Por eso el máximo es 500,000.
Ok, perfecto.
Sí.
Gracias.
So we had a question about diabetes and a question about going into higher terms, but I explained about the diabetes and explained about, why we go up to a maximum of 500,000 because it's simple term.
Right.
I think Manuel had something. I don't know where you're going.
John, acá tienen una pregunta acerca de cuando haces el pago con tarjeta de débito o tarjeta de crédito. En ese aspecto, la comisión para la gente, ¿cómo la recibe la gente?
Dame un minutito que acaba de entrar mi hija de la escuela. La pregunta es de la comisión aunque pagan con tarjeta.
Correcto.
Okay. So Jeff, they want to know how the commissions work, even if they're paid with a debit card, credit card.
It doesn't affect commissions at all. Some carriers will, if they take credit card, charge a fee or lower the commissions. We don't lower the commissions no matter how they're paid, how the premium is paid. The commissions get paid the same. And as you probably know, we're at the top commission rate for FFL. We also don't discount commissions if you write a policy on yourself. We pay full commissions for that as well.
Paga igualito la comisión, aunque sea por el banco, con la cuenta o por la tarjeta. El pago es el pago, la comisión es la comisión y no bajan el porcentaje. Tienen una de las comisiones más altas de todas las compañías y eso es por FFL. Y no importa cómo paga el cliente, la comisión llega a 100%. te adelantan el porcentaje entero si escribes una póliza en tú mismo. Como otras compañías, si nosotros hacemos una póliza en nuestra persona, pues solamente te pagan mes a mes. John Hancock te paga inmediatamente, entero. Thank you, Jeff. Otras preguntas, equipo? Other questions, guys? ¿Algo más? ¿Algo más? Nada. They're very shy today. I don't know what to tell you. You lucked out.
That's okay. I mean, if anybody has any questions, they could get them through you. If Maria wants to email me about her license, you can give her my email, and I'll check it out and let you know. I'll let her know.
We'll definitely we'll touch base on that afterwards for sure, because that's a strange one.
Yeah, very strange.
But one last chance for them. Equipo, última oportunidad de hacer una pregunta del producto o de la compañía o del señor que nos está ayudando. La una, las dos, las tres. Okay. Jeff, I want to thank you so much on behalf of the team. Thanks for taking the time to come and see us. I know Manuel, gracias. Thank you, Manuel, for setting this up.
Thank you.
You know, we're just so grateful to have these, you know, trainings where you guys come on and explain everything, because there's a lot of stuff that I had no idea, that I learned a lot. So it was good to have you, and, you know, we're very appreciative of you coming on and explaining everything.
No, thanks for the opportunity. Anytime you have an opportunity, I don't care if it's with 3 agents, 4 agents, or 200, I'll do whatever I can to help you out. I'd love to come on again.
Careful.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you de Miami.
Thank you, everybody.
¿Cuál es la información, Jeff? Bien nice. ¿Cuál es la información de Jeff, John? Manda.
Hablamos ahora en el WhatsApp.
Ajá.
Vale, hasta luego. Muchas gracias.
Vale.